Good evening, everyone. I'm Bill Ritter at Channel 7 Eyewitness News. My honor to host. No, you don't have to do that. No. They like me to do these things at night because they know you're busy and they know that I have to get back for the 11 o'clock news. So I can't just keep talking, much as I'd like to. But we want to get you. We want to celebrate this great organization and talk about the challenges that are ahead. But we also know that you're busy and need to get back to work, and I have to do the 11 o'clock news. I'm required to say it 4 times tonight, so I've done it twice. Welcome to the 2016 Mental Health Association of New York City Gala. It's great to have you all with us. Traditionally, this event shines a very bright spotlight on one particular mental health issue facing our community, but tonight we decided to do something a wee bit different. We decided to shine a light on the many faces of mental health altogether, because only by looking at this issue with a broad brush in total can we really grasp the enormity of what we're talking about. 1 in 4 adults in this country experiences a mental health issue in any given year. 1 in 4. We talk about the need to fund services for people with mental health problems. We see it on the streets of New York. We all can tell when the services decline. 1 out of 4, we fund mental health as if the problem is 1 out of 100. So there's this income and resource and service gap that needs to be not just closed, but the problem solved. We went looking, this country did, and spent trillions of dollars looking for weapons of mass destruction that we knew did not exist in a certain country. And we went looking for it. There are weapons of mass destruction here that are social services that don't get funded, that are problems that don't get funded, that are mental health issues that we don't fund. That's a weapon of mass destruction, as any one of us knows who has mental health issues in our family. As I watched that video, and I realized that mental health, like the diseases that we didn't used to talk about, now is starting to come out of the closet, and isn't it good that it is? But I couldn't help but think of the many ways that I am the face of mental health, and the people I know are the faces of mental health who have been affected. I bet a lot of you felt the same way as you looked at that video, thinking of your own struggles, the struggles of someone you love. We are all indeed the faces of mental health, emotional wellness, worrying about our friends and family members who are doing the same. So we come together tonight to recognize that mental health is indeed something we all need to care about and something we all need to do something about and invest in. And your support tonight by coming here is a good investment. We thank you for that. Tonight we're going to hear about MHA-NYC and the critical mental health services they provide in New York City and indeed across the country. We're going to pay tribute to some individuals and some companies who are leading the way and leading the effort to bring treatment and hope to people everywhere and services to people everywhere. And we're going to hear from people who struggle personally with mental health issues, behavioral challenges, learn about the incredible difference services made when they found the courage to come forward and find the right treatment and support. Most importantly, we're going to hear what each of us can do to foster mental health in our own communities, because it is all time indeed that we come out of the closet about mental health and start breaking the silence and talking about it, because not talking about it prevents people from getting the help they need. So I thank you for coming here tonight from the bottom of my heart. I want to start by hearing from a familiar face, the president and CEO of MHA-NYC, and the woman who makes all of their incredible work, the organization's work, possible. Please welcome Giselle Stolper.
Thank you, Bill. And thanks to all of you for being here with us this evening. Let me begin by offering my gratitude to our dinner chairs who made tonight's event a success. Jennifer Ashley, Global Director, Human Resources, the CBRE Group. Rick Clark, Chairman, Brookfield Property Group. And Charles Fitzgerald, Senior Managing Partner, V3 Capital Management. Thank you all. I'd also like to thank our generous and hardworking board of directors, led by our very own energetic and dedicated board chair, Kevin Danahy. Thank you to our invaluable government partners in the Mayor's Office, First Lady Charlene McCray, and the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, who are shining the spotlight on mental health in our city in new and unprecedented ways. And special thanks to our friends and colleagues at the New York State Office of Mental Health and at SAMHSA. Our generous corporate sponsors who are sitting around the room, who partner with us on a number of different important projects, including Facebook, the National Football League, CBRE, Beacon Health Options, and Magellan Health. Thank you all for being here tonight. And last, but certainly far from least, thank you, the talented and dedicated staff of MHA, who every day are doing the work we're hearing about tonight. As most of you know, I too am a face of mental health. My family has been affected by mental illness for several generations. And as we're all aware, mental health problems impact far more than the individual with the diagnosis. Also deeply affected are the millions of spouses, parents, children, siblings, and friends who love or care for that person. Most among us here tonight have been touched, either personally or as part of a family or support group. We all are the faces of mental health, and that's why we made it the theme of tonight's gala. For MHA, however, it's more than a theme. It's the work that we do every day. MHA is dedicated to ensuring accessible mental health services for everyone. We educate the community, we advocate for more and improved services, and we develop innovative technological solutions and best practices to help people striving for wellness. Where there's an emerging need, we raise awareness. Where there's an opportunity, we convene key stakeholders and identify resources to develop state-of-the-art responses. And where there's despair, we offer support and hope. And there's great cause for hope in mental health care today. The science is growing and stigma is lessening. I remember when people didn't talk about a suicide attempt by a family member, or a daughter hospitalized for cutting, or a mother being treated for depression or bipolar disorder. Today, people finally understand these problems as illnesses of the brain, and like any other bodily organ, needs treatment when it's not well. Laws are changing, and culture is shifting. People are finally talking openly about mental health and mental illness. And people are seeking help now when they're struggling. More people, including some you'll hear from later this evening, are sharing their stories publicly, becoming not just a face of mental illness, but a force for mental wellness. At MHA, we too are a force for mental wellness, as exemplified by programs such as the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, the Veterans Crisis Hotline, the NFL Lifeline, and 164 networked crisis centers around the country under the leadership of acclaimed suicide prevention expert, Dr. John Draper. In 2015 alone, life-saving assistance was provided to 1.5 million people. And locally, we handle up to 12,000 calls a month through our LifeNet partnership with New York City. We are proud of our new business initiatives and our strategic development led by the visionary Dr. Catherine Salisbury who, under her direction, we're setting new national standards using behavioral health technologies and partnering with progressive companies to bring mental health assistance to people where, when, and how they want it. Our family resource centers, adolescent skills centers, and adult service programs under the extraordinary leadership of Kim Williams is providing housing, job training, education, and treatment to thousands of families and individuals in need, one of whom you'll hear from in a little while. MHA's work goes beyond any one issue, beyond any one community, and certainly beyond any one night. And while it is wonderful to celebrate our accomplishments tonight, more important is what happens tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. Mental health for all is almost in reach. It is your commitment and your presence here tonight that will make the greatest difference. So I thank you all for adding your faces to the many who support our mission. Thank you.